Ani na kina miigwech be ijaye goma zoom wanjeding be bizindawiye gagwe andazu kunagog nongom wa ni boa nishnabig na wabama going dash ni boa nisado dawa nawasin oh yay goodness zegas kwe da bwa ma detayan kwe no bigwechiva agiu ibidisa Anoka Hennepin Indian Education Program agiu eno kijig we do kawagwan gyu gikino magana inashinabig nagogaye wabishke giza sikwe jenakazod nimi migwechwa agingyu migwech gagwejim yeg dabe adizu kunagognongom nindash nigani benesikwe nindish Miomasa odawazaga iganing nindunjaba Mikanak and Dudam Omadash Wadukadaring Gikano Madibi Gamagong Nindana Noki ne Nigikano Mawaging Gu Gikano Maganag Eko Nissing a peach Gikano Magozajig Mima Wadukadaring ga Gikano Maguyan the Gagwaya Dizu the Mada Dizu Kayan a same mada shingin and amago the be adizu kunagog the gagwe adizu kunagog nongom well, I guess I can speak a little bit of English. First off I'd like to thank Anoka Hennepin Indian Education Program and Mindy for asking me to come on here to tell some stories to you all. I know originally a lot of people were expecting Mary Moose, I think, and so when I found out I was kind of telling stories in place of her, I kind of started freaking out. I was like, oh my God, Mary Moose, I can't match that. So daga jawena meshig nongo megwa nishwanaja agwan giwadizu kanag anisha. So thank you to them. This is a huge opportunity for me. I haven't been telling stories long at all. I actually just told my first AudiZuCon publicly, what was it, a couple nights ago over Zoom. And I think Zoom makes it a lot more nerve-wracking. But, yep. Thank you all for coming to listen. So my name's Hannah Ori. My Ojibwe name's Nigani Benesikwe. I'm Turtle Clan. I'm from here in LCO, up in northern Wisconsin, the Lakudere Ojibwe Reservation. I teach here, actually, at Wadukurating Ojibwe Language Institute. I teach 3rd grade there. I've been here for about 3 years now, and you know, when I first started at the immersion school, I was completely mute. I didn't say a word. I worked in 1st grade my first year, and then 1st graders were kicking my butt. Always making fun of me for messing up, and they spoke better Ojibwe than me. So yeah, this is where I've learned to, this is where I got my foot in the door with AudiZuCanag. As a teacher trainee, my job title is a teacher trainee. We're given the opportunity to sit in some classes with the middle schoolers and provided some really language immersion-based classes for us in order to further our education, further our knowledge within the immersion setting. So the middle schoolers are, we are K through 8, and I don't know, and I can't think of another word but dope. those middle schoolers are just so amazing. Dr. Michael Sullivan, McGizzy, Dr. Chimigiz and he's the one that teaches middle school. When snow hits the ground and there's a lot of snow around, right away is when they start working on those Aduzukanag, those winter stories. They work all winter on them and nothing else. And as teacher trainees, when we're sitting there learning alongside those middle schoolers, we get to learn about those too. And you know, 6th grade last year was the class I sat in, and only one girl ever sat in there. And oh my goodness, I can't tell you how it was learning alongside a whole bunch of 6th grader boys. Whew, that was quite an experience. I can't see a whole bunch of people. I want to try and see a whole bunch. Oh, okay, now I see everyone. Just, I guess, a little background knowledge for everyone. Well, since I'm just starting off telling Aduzukanag publicly, you know, I'm learning a lot myself. Aduzukanag are sacred winter stories to Ojibwe people, and there are certain rules and protocols that go along with them. And these rules and protocols vary between regions, between communities, dialects, whatnot. So, you know, everything that I'm about to kind of relay is everything that I was just taught within my own community and within my own mentors. So, along with Aduzukanag, there's a lot of protocol. So here, what we're taught first, you know, a tobacco offering has to happen first. So thankfully, Wabishke Kizisikwe offered me tobacco. And, you know, with times like this, we're all meeting on Zoom and trying as best as we can to make these things happen still. Wabishke Kizisikwe and I made it happen and worked it out. And all I basically did was, you know, when I laid that tobacco down, I just kind of talked to the Money Duke and made sure they knew why we kind of switched things up a little bit and why we did what we did, you know, because we weren't able to meet up in person. So that was kind of the first thing that happened. I guess another rule, locally at least, is there has to be snow on the ground for these stories to be told. So around here, you know, when we're usually in school, we wait for a really good snowstorm to come before we even try to feast our Aduzukanag. We usually have a big old feast at school and everyone brings food, and we talk to the Money Duke about starting to Aduzuke in the wintertime, and then we share a couple Aduzukanag right then and there. But you know, since we couldn't get together this year, we kind of did our own little feast on our own, put a dish out for them, and then we were able to start telling. Other places, you know, they go by whether the lake is frozen over, even if there's just a little snow on the ground, and that really varies community to community. And another big one is it has to be nighttime, Buchta Dibikuk. So a lot of people say that these stories should only be told during the nighttime and not when the sun's out. And you know, at school we ran into that problem. We ran into that problem when we were trying to teach the middle schoolers, like, well, you know, we don't have the kids during the day, and we want to teach them these. We have them during the day and not during the night, and we want to teach these stories to them. So one of the big elders we had at the school, Rose Tainer, Zhangwei Shiban, she was one of the founding people of Wadukuraring. You know, they kind of got her input, and she was real innovative, and she used to cover up all the windows in the classroom, you know, shut off all the lights and just turn on an itty bitty lamp, and they'd start telling those stories in the dark time, in the dark in the classroom, acting like it was nighttime. So that's how we made that work. But yeah, so as I'm just getting started learning these Aduzukanag, I'm familiar with a lot of stories, but there's only a few stories that I really know. So this story that I want to tell tonight to you all, I actually told the other night, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it. I think it's I think it's funny. You know, I like to see people laugh and whatnot. So I guess I can go over, before I start, I can go over everything that I'll do. So first, I'll talk about the Asema a little more that I was given, and send that off in a good way and talk about what I said to the Money Duke. And then I'll probably talk a little bit about Wayne Bujo. So Wayne Bujo is, if anyone out there is not familiar with Wayne Bujo, he's kind of our main character of all these stories, and the one that helped the Anishinaabe people become who they are today. So I'll talk a little bit about him in Ojibwe, and then I'll start with the story. So I'll do all of that in Ojibwe, and then later on will come an English translation as best as I can relay that. I've never heard this story in English, but I've only heard it in Ojibwe, so I'll do my best to translate for you all. So hang in there with me, y'all. I'll try not to bore you too much with the Ojibwe. And so yeah, I don't know, am I forgetting anything?
No, you're doing great.
Okay. I teach on Zoom, actually. My third graders, I teach on Zoom every day, and I always really hound them for keeping their cameras on, because I don't like talking to brick walls. And so if anyone, I see a whole bunch of people have their cameras on, and that's awesome. I love seeing people. So if you feel ever inclined to turn your camera on, that would be awesome. I mean, I'll probably be a little more nervous, but that's okay. Aho, mina ojigwa. Okay. Whew. Okay, misa ojigwa da ma da zukeyan. Aho, buju ndanawe magana dog, Anishinaabe dog. Miigwech be bizendawi goma zooming mawanje dingwi gagwe adizu kunugo gnongom. Migoma wewene gi pe naza kawid. Beja Anishinaabe kwe wabishke kizisi kwe enend. In the Namawido no Saiman, the gagwe adizu kunugo gnongom. O dapanag wa o Saima, nindu dapanamawa gingi wa adizu kanag. Gena jamagig. Nashke dash money do wa dizi wa gingi wa dizu kana gay wina wa mige onje dajamangwa we wayne gonna wayne mangwa we wayne nashke dash de bwa ma da dizu kayan wayne bujo na taminka dajama a piche gashkatuyan a piche gekena mug nashke dash wayne bujo gi abata mani duwi gi abata Anishinaabe we. Anuj dashki is away busy wa au. Anand godinongi wa we are jogi dudawano we je Anishinaabe. Ogi jisha anand gaye. Giab tamani duwid. Ogi kashkatun da anja goze dizud. Da anja goze dizud. We awe da we an. Ogi kaganuna ngaye akina gegu be ma dizinidin oma king oma gida kimanang ogi kaganunan beneshi anuj beneshiag anuj awasiag mitugug nagugaye mitugug kina gegu ogi kaganunan kina gegu ga kikindang winabush me and your komisanga kikino ma good me and you ga ne tawege good wena bujo me wenje dajamangwa wena bujo we wene anin the kidawag gishpen we get kainang Asian agoze da wena bujo daga waban dizon me Asian agoze da wena bujo Asia way bizid Anishinaabe nongo miga Asia way bizid da owena bujo. Nongo mengamada dizuke. Maywaja a pig yoshki a kiwang. When a bujogi na tawage gon and your come son. Misajago ani bebuna negema. Geget sagi gisina magadanema. Gawin dash mashigi kashkadin zinun. Ema zaga again. Mima wiggy warming iwede gita konagon and your come son away the bujo. Gaganuna de wadima. We dabin de wadima. Mawad desa de wad. Midashka gagwejama den yo komesa na wena bojo. Noko. Hani dash wenje ki kaji yanga pane. Gona gay na hawia ishkode e yamo gwen. Gawina gege kena ma sina wia ishkode e yang. Ite go na madabid nid an yo komesa nema. Na naga de wenang. Gaja na koitagod. Oh. Geget sa nigga kena ma beige ka kiwenzi eya. Mi ma ga gosh come good. Oh, when the bujo ga kidon in the new comeson. Andi ain't done a kiddo kiwenzi ishko de eya. Oh, when the bush. Kego apaje baba mena ma kenwa agwana gagwana sakise kego baba mena ma kenwa. Oh. When a bujo nana ga da wendang. Oh, ande nana kid wa butch nigga kena ma nungo. Ande nana kid wa kiwenzi ishko de yang. Guys, na kwai tago da nyo komisan. Oh, iwa desa gamig badakadeni o wigi wamig. When a bujo kidod. Gonna gain on as a kewa bigwin. Kid gana kwetang ano komisan. O gawin beja go bisine wide on do bigger on o dana sa niche. Oh misa piga gagwana sa gibagas on da wena bujo chibap and upcoming gizit. Oh geget sign inka jano ko. Geget nengashkitun da nadiane yo ishkode. Oh me to go chigana waba my god. And you'll call my son away in a bujon. O giga kena man wenja an nu dizinid a new way in a bujon. Anishna, meet to go. Going we call giwaba masi in a quasin son. Meet to go call my son got nugget day in a margin. Aha in a bush. Gishpin we Dave Gishpin. We giant. Daga bizin dawishin we wane ain't a non. Gishpin David bin a guya never de gawin mean. Inka gashka tusin de bewido kunan. Gawin. Mano kidod win a bush. Gawin win bizin danzina. Bidash gaije. Madabi dema. Oh win a bush. Sema ogi dakona. Seman ogi dakinan. Ogi dakonan. Madabi dema. Shke. Maywaja kinengi unishiname gi tanakiwa gi majigi big gi pakame betude ma wena bush ogi nimanan ni osayman shke gi mama ka den dagoze a wena bujo anishna gi abatamani duwe akene gegu gaja chigewa ngiu mani dog mi gawin o wena bujogi kashkatun deja chagade on benanda ni wasema nema gaganuna de ni money doing ema de bikang a pegish na we kashkading ema zaga iganing wa mi babage gi kashkadin ema zaga iganing wa gayabe nani bawadema o wena bujo gaganuna de new money doing gayabe Pegishna, the Anjana Gozian, Wabuzu sing the Ijana Gozian. Wa mina idagi Wabuzu siwid. Nashkanishna, Ogi Kashkitun, the Anjana Gozidizo the Owena Bush. Nashke. Guy. Gajana gozida wena bujo wa ogi kenendiz Asia jikana gozid nashke o tawiganan wa ozo one ho chijikana gozid chimika wa dize nashke mi pi ga sado no sema ne mande bikang we madabi dema miga ene Asia madwe adaga ko batu dema Skegen range gi madwaya daga kubatu dema zaga gini nga wena bujo. Deba de ba bandanga kiwenzi o wigi wam ene. Skegega gi ode tangema o ma kiwenzi o wigi wam. Gina enam giwe. A pegish gana bajwi. We mikaguyan ma we nda e biwad. Shke meweja gi tanakiwa de ma jigi gi unishna big mima zagi gening ge abega onde namawad nebe bangi gi bagone ge wagema ne bikang we nibenade wadema mima wenda ibiwad mima ga bakubishing ema wenda ibinid wena bush ema zagi gini chigi kaji ema midash gaije zagije batuwa dengi o kweze sag miengu o kwenzi o dane sanij mima we be madabi wad we be nibenade wadema shke Geabe ema de bikanga ya o wena bush shke geabe ema de bikanga ya o wena bush o chigi kaje mida shimaga mikagu ya na o wena bush beje ke kwe kido yai nashke ne mesenga mikawag ne zage gana baj niwi ayawa de bame ag Ewede das beje ke kwe. Mayama weza zikized ki kido. Gina kwe tang. Yai ge gagi bades go sha. Baba nana the giga debe bene guyan. The bame agwa au. Gawe sa banen go sha. Yai gi awanjish dashki hogi odapana na ni wabuzon san. Gawi win bizid nanzin chijaji betama awekwe. Midash kaije. Yai. Midash kaije bindumo dema. Odaso dudu sheme bizoning. Wah. Ani wabuzon dash inka bame goda. Gaije, midashima gaije, binde ganend. Wena bujo ema wigi warming. Yaigi wanda gije de ma gadene ma bindig. Gaije de pabid da wena bujo. Ema wigi warming ayawag hagyu. Gaije de pabid da mima ishkode wabandan. Mi wayeshkad. Mi wayeshkat gawa bandang yushka de gawin we kogiwa bandan ziniu. Ibidesa gaming. Ibidesa wasai. Ogi wabaman and you akwazi and ibide. Mitigo nama dabine dema. Yay. Mitigo nama dabine dema. Dajika wawa den you asibin and you akwazian. Yay, get sagi. Gagwane saganagoze yai midashkaje zege seda wena bush gawende wi waba masi now chizeganagoze midashima odaso dudu shime bizoninge yabe ayada wena bujo yabe gishide magad gishide magade ma binde ane abweza yai namansa pizza kama wagwin aso dudu shime bizonan Agi o kwe wag me waja. Oh, yay, na manj. Nashke dash mi dashimagi mukinenda wena bujo. Giesa ima jigishkode. Ay ay. Giesa ma jigishkode. Ima ishkode. Oh wa bandan. Wa. Nashke dash. Mima da bengonzo dema. Mino dash ogi wije gun. Ani oshke nigi queen. Mima gonna gape wadi ma oshke nigi queen. Bop chibop and end wadi ew. Oh. Guys, nundago wado de yaman. Oh, get doom big is me go. Ah, she way busy egg. Mi dash beige ga me kawad when a bujo ga kido. Nashke no se ga me kawag. Get wawi a day na man na. Oh, nashke noose. Inka bame ah. Oh, yay, me piggy and maji gadazo de kawenzi. Oh, yay, honey, nashish away busy egg. Going a week hog and noon that was seem on a window monagog. Me gonna budge muji money do. Get benaza kagonan. The benaza kagonan. The makamenan gedishko damenan. Bunnin. Zagi jibwebish. Me dash beige ke kwe mayamo is a zikizid. Me dash gana kwetang. And dano giwi in the moa going dash bizindanzin. Gaya bejaji betam. E way the beige dash kwe. Gina kwetam. Me au ga me kawada ni wena bujon. Me au gana kwetang. Oh yay. Gawi maji money do always seen. Nashke. Gonna wabam bina. Oh yay daji. Going to get wawi a day in the masin. Che wawi a goze. Oh, inka bame a goda going inka bizindanzin. Inka bame a going maji money do always seen. Oh yay wena bojo. Onunda wan a kenagi kondon and dema. On a zegiz dema. Oh yay. Gonna watch music what the gimme yon. Nashke. Me to go. Ayadoma o wena bojo jigish kode. Me dash guys get your gwash kwanind. Ima bangishing ima ishkodeng me and guana. Ozawang. Giza zakizo dizod. Guys ginja baywait. Oh why ya hi. Nashke kiwenzi get kid ozagi jibetwadan gidish kodamenan. De bebenek benad de boa gi enang. Hai mi go going gi te gi jikaba to siwag. The adamawa the new in a bujon wabuzu siwinid. O the tongue you zaga again when a bujo chain a gok on a megwa quashkone de mazaga again. A kiwenzi dash gi zagi jibatud Mamudo Jiman Anogi Madabi Webenang. Hai Migo Gawin Anishna Gaya Begashkitini Uzagagan Anogi Madanda Gakud our Kiwezi Imazaganing Gayabe Anamigwash Quanida O in the Bujo Gagwe Ademad. Hai migo gi twashin o kiwenzi mazaga ganing what gi kajewa o nungo yay going no gashkatusin the adamad new way na bujon yay going the bakasi no oh a kiwenzi ogi teba baman way na bujo ane o jawash kone saying it ozawang hai Ka pagame batudima wigi warming when a bujo ogi pibagaman anyo komisan no ko daga bin daga ishko de gibi demo na kaway way we get bit ataway bejeshin oh yay mi go ge abe ma ozewangi chagizut o when a bujo Mishimaga on the namawad, ishko de. Shke, the boy,
De bois ejenago edizod when the bujo. Giwawa benda edizod. Emma ozawang. Giwawa benda edizod oma ozawang. Oh, mige ejenago se wad. Agiwa buzu bebunenig. Omaki on emaji kamegag. Whew. Ahonde we jaganashim bangi. Whew. Okay, y'all, let me recover here from some Ojibwe. So like I said, I haven't heard this story really at all in English. And I find Ojibwe a really hard language to translate back into English, you know. They're two really different languages, so I think that's one thing. If I want to tell anybody, you know, a lot of things aren't really directly translated, and so I will try my best to inflect the same story.